I'm calling to order the Wheat Ridge City Council meeting of July 26, 2010. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the city clerk please take roll?
Wanda Sang.
Here.
Joe DeMott.
Here.
Joyce J.
Here.
Davis Reinhardt.
Here.
Mike Stites.
Here.
Tracy Langworthy.
Here.
Karen Adams.
Here.
And Karen Berry is absent this evening.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of July 12, 2010?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve, seconded by Councilmember Stites. Any changes to the minutes? Please poll the council.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. We have one proclamation tonight. It's National Night Out, and we have two people to read our proclamation tonight. We have Mrs. Wheat Ridge and Mitchell, who is a scout. So please step forward, Mitchell. You're on deck. Talk loud.
National Night Out 2010 Proclamation. Whereas the National Association of Town Watch and Target are sponsoring a unique nationwide crime, drug, and violence prevention on August 2nd, 2010 called National Night Out. And whereas the 27th Annual National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for the city of Wheat Ridge to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas the Wheat Ridge Police Neighborhood Watch Group, Wheat Ridge Police Department Volunteer Program, and Citizen Police Academy alumni play a vital role in assisting the Wheat Ridge Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts in the city of Wheat Ridge and is supporting National Night Out 2010 locally. And whereas it is essential that all citizens of the city of Wheat Ridge be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and the impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drug, and violence in the city of Wheat Ridge. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and city council for the city of Wheat Ridge do join the Wheat Ridge Police Department, its community groups, and the National Association of Town Watch in supporting the 27th Annual National Night Out on August 2nd, 2010, and do hereby proclaim that Monday, August 2nd, 2010 as National Night Out in the city of Wheat Ridge, Jefferson County, Colorado. Done and resolved this 26th day of July, 2010.
Good job, Mitchell. Good job. Very good. Thank you. Good job. Next item on the agenda is citizens' right to speak. Do we have anybody here to speak tonight on any item not on the agenda? Seeing none, we have approval of the agenda. Councilmember Stites.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to add item 5, excuse me, a motion to approve the closure of 38th Avenue from Sheridan Boulevard to Wadsworth Boulevard and approving placement of the banners and signs in the street right-of-way for the Wheat Ridge Carnation Festival.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion to add item 5, seconded by Councilmember Reinhardt. Discussion. Please poll the council on adding item 5.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public hearings and ordinances on second reading. Item 1 is Council Bill 13-2010. I'm going to open the public hearing. Councilmember Reinhardt.
I'd like to introduce Council Bill 13-2010, an ordinance concerning administrative enforcement, making conforming amendments to Article 5 of Chapter 2 of the Wheat Ridge Code of Laws. Just making this.
Well, no, we have to have a public hearing.
Did you just start that? Do you want me to?
You can read the executive summary if you want.
I think.
Okay. Will the clerk please assign an ordinance number?
Yes, Council Bill 13-2010 will be assigned ordinance number 1467.
Thank you. Do we have a staff presentation? And please state your name and give us your position with the city, please.
Jim Lorenz. I'm Division Commander to Wheat Ridge Police Department, standing in for Chief Dan Brennan. And what you were looking at here tonight is a couple of changes to the administrative citation process.
Thank you.
Sorry. A couple of changes to the city administrative citation process that would involve the addition of Chapter 24 and the addition of after the citizen's right to request a hearing after 14 days or within 14 days after a notice of appeal is filed. This will allow the courts to better handle scheduling when it comes to an administrative hearing officer and administrative citation process.
Thank you. Thanks. Move on to public comment. Do we have anybody here to speak on item 1? Seeing none, we'll move on to council questions and discussion. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and a motion's in order.
I move to approve Council Bill Number 13-2010, an ordinance concerning administrative enforcement and making conforming amendments to Article 5 of Chapter 2 of the City of Wheat Ridge Code of Laws on second reading, and that it take effect 15 days after final publication.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, second by Councilmember Langworthy and Sang. Discussion on the main motion. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is ordinances on first reading. The purpose of first reading is to notify the public of the date and time of the public hearing. Amendments are allowed on first reading. Public comment is not allowed on first reading. Item 2 is Council Bill 14-2010. Councilmember DeMott.
Thank you. Council Bill number 14-2010, an ordinance amending Articles 2 and 6 of Chapter 26 concerning accessory structures on properties with commercial or industrial zoning. Case number ZOA 10-03.
Motion's in order.
I move to approve Council Bill number 14-2010, case number ZOA 10-03, an ordinance amending Chapter 26 of the Code of Laws concerning accessory structures on properties with commercial or industrial zoning. Order it published, public hearing set for Monday, August 9th at 7 p.m. in City Council chambers, and that it take effect 15 days after final publication.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, seconded by Councilmember Sang. Please poll the council on first reading.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Item 3 is Council Bill 15-2010. Councilmember Langworthy.
Thank you, Mayor. Council Bill number 15-2010, an ordinance amending Article 1 of Chapter 26 concerning the provision for conditions of approval in the zone change process. The attached ordinance proposes an amendment to the zoning code to establish a provision for conditions of approval during the zone change process. Currently, the zone change process provided for in Section 26-112, private rezoning, recognizes recommendations from the Planning Commission and approvals by City Council for only approval or denial of a request. The proposed language will allow for approval with conditions. In order to legitimize an approval with conditions during the zoning change process, there should be enabling legislation included in the Code of Laws. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this amendment at a public hearing held on July 15, 2010. Is the motion in order?
Motion's in order.
I move to approve Council Bill number 15-2010, a proposed amendment to Article 1 of Chapter 26 of the Zoning and Development Code regarding conditions of approval for zone change requests on first reading. Order it published. Public hearing set for Monday, August 23, 2010 at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers, and that it take effect 15 days after publication.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval on first reading, seconded by Councilmember Reinhardt. Discussion on the main motion. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next item on the agenda is decisions, resolutions, and motions. Item 4 is Resolution 36-2010. Councilmember Reinhardt.
I'd like to introduce Resolution Number 36-2010, a resolution approving the purchase of one replacement police special investigations vehicle, amending the fiscal budget 2010 Public Works operation budgets, and in connection therewith, approving a supplemental budget appropriation in the amount of $20,750. This is simply a replacement, the replacement costs and the purchase of a vehicle for a vehicle that was actually destroyed in an accident. so I think it's pretty straightforward. Is a motion in order?
Motion's in order.
I move to approve resolution number 36-2010, a resolution approving the purchase of one replacement police special investigation vehicles, amending the fiscal year 2010 Public Works operations budgets, and in connection therewith, approving a supplemental budget appropriation in the amount of $20,750.
Is there a second? We have a motion for approval, seconded by Councilmember Jay. Discussion on the main motion. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Item 5 is the Carnation Festival. Councilmember Stites.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce a motion to approve the closure of 38th Avenue from Sheridan Boulevard to Wadsworth Boulevard and approving placement of banners and signs in the street rights of way for the Wheat Ridge Carnation Festival. The Wheat Ridge Carnation Festival will be held on August 20th and 21st, 2010. The Festival Committee has requested the closing of 38th Avenue from Sheridan Boulevard to Wadsworth Boulevard on August 21st for the festival parade. Closing 38th Avenue will have significant impact on motorists that normally use the street as well as the merchants along 38th Avenue. An arterial or collector street may be closed for an event at the discretion of City Council. Now, you're going to love this next part. Xcel Energy Company has recently informed the city that all uses of Xcel poles and facilities for the hanging of signs and banners will require prior approval for the city and company. The Festival Committee has historically hung a banner across 44th Avenue at Field Street, along with up to 100 small banners through the city. The banners have been placed on Xcel Energy poles. Motion in order?
Motion's in order.
I move to approve the closure of 38th Avenue on August 21st, 2010 for the Carnation Festival Parade. I further move to approve the placement of Carnation Festival banners in the city street rights-of-way.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, seconded by Councilmember Reinhardt. Discussion on the main motion. Please poll the Councilmember Adams.
Thank you. This particular item was just handed out to us at the pre-meeting tonight because evidently there is some urgency to move forward with this request due to new information from Xcel Energy. I'd like a little bit of background information I asked at the pre-meeting of Tim Paranto. And Tim, as I understand it, I am very much in favor of this happening. I worry a little bit about the timing, and then I have a concern being a counselor representing Applewood with the flags for Flag Day that the Applewood Business Association puts up. There's just a few along our Wheat Ridge side of Youngfield Street. So can you address a little bit of what this does to that and how many people have been made aware of it in Applewood Business, if they are aware of it, or if that's something we need to write a letter on? Give me just a little bit more on that.
The flags that were placed on Youngfield over July 4th triggered Xcel's representative to contact the city and require that those flags be removed. Upon investigation, there were no flags. Apparently, the association had already taken the flags down. After contacting Xcel, we learned that they are going to strictly enforce their policies concerning approval of anything that is attached to any of their facilities. And so any prior historic approvals, such as the banners or for Carnation Festival or flags along Youngfield, will have to be pre-approved each time that they want to place them on any poles that Xcel owns. The business district, I believe, was contacted by Xcel.
The Applewood Business Association was, or
yes, the Applewood
Wheat Ridge
Business Association
Thank you.
was contacted by Xcel, to my knowledge, to inform them of the new policy, or apparently it's an old policy, but the enforcement of an existing policy. So we have requested that Xcel provide us with written information concerning their policy, the procedure for obtaining approvals, and the timeliness of those. We have not received anything over the last week.
So basically, we don't know how long this process that we're now going to need to enforce from Xcel, we don't know the process length of time that will take.
That's correct.
Okay. And then also, I'd like to direct staff, when things like this come up in my district, if I could be informed of those prior to this information, because I go to those business association meetings and I'd like not to be blindsided. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Mr. Pronto, there's 2 people in District 3, just so you know, so you have to contact both district council members. Also, could you explain why the reason that Excel is enforcing this because of the accident that happened with someone putting up a sign on a pole and they were electrocuted or something?
I understand that there was an incident where a banner was placed on a pole. The pole came down, and someone was injured. And I understand that Excel is concerned about liability, and that is why their management has now informed their operations staff to watch closely and to see that nothing's attached to their poles.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm ready to vote.
Please poll the council.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda for tonight. We'll move on to city managers' matters.
I have nothing this evening, thank you.
City attorneys' matters.
Nothing for me, thanks.
City clerks' matters.
Yes, actually, one thing Wheat Ridge voters have maybe noticed, if you are actually affiliated with one of the 2 major parties, that is, there is a mail ballot election taking place. That's a primary election, and it is being conducted solely as a mail-in ballot, or mail-in election, rather, which means there will not be polling places on Election Day. My understanding is all Wheat Ridge residents have already, they've been mailed anyway, their ballots, so you should have received them. If not, they will be here shortly, and if you don't receive them, you'll want to contact your county clerk to find out where that is. If you would rather save yourself one stamp, you can bring those ballots into the city clerk's office. That's my office here at 7500 West 29th Avenue. We do have a ballot drop box, and that's available every day of the week from 8 to 5 p.m. Up until Election Day, and on 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Election Day. So get those ballots in. That's it.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a brief statement tonight. We've had a lot of phone calls, especially the mayor's office and the police department, about a case involving Wheat Ridge, and I wanted to read this statement out loud. It's been also posted on the Hub and also on the website. But in the past couple of weeks, the city of Wheat Ridge has received phone calls and emails from community members, Wheat Ridge and others, regarding a criminal case involving suspects Robert Wallace, Demisio Torres Ocha, and Alvaro Cardona Luera. This case has been filed with the 1st Judicial District Attorney's Office in Jefferson County. The Wheat Ridge Police Department has issued press releases in regard to this case, and they are available on the city website. Please understand that this is all the information we can supply regarding the case at this time. Once the case is filed by the District Attorney's Office, other details that are not part of the sworn affidavit cannot be released except by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Some citizens have expressed that the mayor, city council, city manager, police department, or the police chief should drop the charges in the case. Please understand that the current criminal justice system, none of these entities have the authority to drop any of the charges. There are 3 branches of government: executive, judicial, and legislative. It is up to the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office to decide whether or not a case should be prosecuted, and it is up to the judge and a jury of one's peers to consider the elements of the specific Colorado law and determine whether a defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The city of Wheat Ridge understands that you may have a difference of opinion regarding this case, but please understand that the city of Wheat Ridge must comply with the legal requirements of Colorado law. I hope you will agree that the defendants in all criminal cases should be tried in the criminal justice system. Any other venue is inappropriate, including the court of public opinion and radio talk shows. Councilmember Adams.
Thank you. I would like to tell our citizens about our Citizens Academy coming up. I talked about it at the last meeting. It doesn't start till September. You can pick up the information on the webpage, but the purpose of this is to inform our citizens in the community about community leadership. It's called a Civic Education and Governance Academy, and it starts September 7th. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilmember Sang.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilmember DeMott.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilmember Langworthy.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilmember Stites.
Oh, yeah, always. I think in about 3 weeks, the parade's going to be on Wheat Ridge, so I would ask all businesses to clean up their parking lots. Get it nice, show that we respect Wheat Ridge. Weeds are becoming a problem again, so please check your weeds, whether they'd be in a parking lot or home or whatever. This is an excellent time to relocate to Wheat Ridge. We have some great commercial buildings that could be rehabbed for your business, so and homes for that matter. So please contact staff if you need problems. We have a Boy Scout troop sitting in the back of the room tonight. Each meeting, I ask that people do a positive thing for your family, for your community, for your block. This would go a great thing on the weeds. Check your own home for weeds. Check your neighbors. If they're elderly, maybe they need help cutting weeds. But we need to take pride in our community, and that's one way to do it. And as always, please try to find it and buy it in Wheat Ridge. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Jay?
I want to mention that we're having our town meeting this Thursday at the rec center. I think it starts at 5 o'clock. Is that correct?
7.
7? I think that would really behoove as many of you as possible to get there.
Mr. Reinhardt?
Nothing tonight.
I also wanted to reiterate that we are having the town meeting on July 29th at 7 o'clock at the Wheat Ridge Recreation Center. There's various topics, though a topic that seems to be generating the most interest is trash pickup in the city of Wheat Ridge. Have a lot of positive discussion with citizens door-to-door on that recently. Also, Mr. Davis Reinhardt will be talking about the budget, and there'll be some breakout sessions about 38th Avenue and some other issues, I think public safety and code enforcement. So please plan to attend. It should be a short, brisk, informative meeting. We'll have a brief PowerPoint on trash pickup in the city of Wheat Ridge and some options that will be presented to the public for trash pickup, and then there'll be a survey there to hear what you have to say about the different options on trash removal in the city of Wheat Ridge, recycling, whether it's a franchise or whether it's a utility, or for the city to stay out of doing anything with trash pickup and let everybody hire their own trash company. So with that, we'll see you on the 29th. We're adjourned.
Wheat Ridge Channel 8, keeping you informed on events in your community.